Step into the truth. From within, your abundance overflows. How love can change one life. One life can change the world. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. So move with me. Step with me. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. So move with me. Step with me. Step into the light.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Vida Spiritual Learning Center. I'm delighted you have joined us here today. You're in for a particular positive metaphysical experience by joining us here today. Already you are in that zone, you're in that groove. So welcome. We are an open and inclusive, rich, diverse community. We're here to support you on your spiritual journey, to meet you right where you are, right here and right now, to connect and help foster that growth in consciousness. And so one of the ways that we can foster that growth in consciousness is just to set a tone based on our vision and mission. And here is our vision and mission. It is, and I'm going to read it to you in English, so I hope you're ready. I trust you're ready. And then I'm going to read it to you in Spanish. I really hope you're ready for that. Anyway, by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a fulfilling and joyous life. Here it is in Spanish. Al valorar y potenciar todo, inspiramos una vida plena y alegre. And so to continue in that vein of growing our consciousness and joining together with that intention, I'm going to invite our practitioner of the day, Gary Takasian, to lead us in a meditation followed by an invocation. And so here is Gary. Take it away, Gary.
So let's just take a collective deep breath together. Let's breathe in that spirit that surrounds, that spirit that gives life to all things. And let's breathe in and just take a deep breath in. And hold it for just a moment. And then release. Well, let's do that one more time. Breathe in fully. And hold for just a second. And then release. And each time that we breathe, On our out breath, just feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more of whatever tension is within you being released. And this is a time when we allow our cares and concerns of the day to just be set aside so that our time is with the divine. Writing in The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said, "There is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, thus we are divine." And let us embrace that in this particular time, to recognize that we are included in the oneness and the wholeness of the divine. That it is indeed our birthright to be one with the divine. And it is that special place where we set aside all other concerns and focus on our divinity, that we are naturally divine. And so we just allow ourselves right now to just spend the next few minutes in that quiet place within where we can truly sit in the divine presence. And so we just allow that right now to be our space for this time. wonderful it is to partake of the nature of the divine being, to sit in that sacred presence. And so I invite you now to gently bring your attention back into the room in which you are sitting, to that space, and begin to focus on the current time and place. Perhaps moving a shoulder or your head, something that grounds you back into this place. And now I'll invite you to join me in a word of prayer. So this morning, we just acknowledge that incredible power and presence, that one mind, that one life that brings to life all things. From that mind, all things have been created. And as Reverend Sunshine is fond of saying, all means all. And that means we are a part of that all. And we then are a part of this divine presence. And what that means for us is that we inherit the qualities. All of those qualities, the peace, the love, the joy, the wisdom, all of those are centered around our being one with the divine. And so, my word this morning for us, for Vida Spiritual Learning Center, is that we embrace this divinity, that we embrace this sense of oneness, this sense of wholeness, and allow it to be the guiding light for our lives. Allowing ourselves to fully embrace all of those qualities, the power, the wisdom, the knowledge, for those are ingrained deep within us. And we just need to open ourselves to the possibility in every aspect of our lives. To just rest in that knowledge is very powerful for each of us. And so I am just going to simply give thanks for knowing that that is the truth of who we are. And by acknowledging that, I'm going to simply allow this prayer to be into that creative law that takes that which we have spoken and brings it to manifestation. And so for now, I say, and so it is, and now it is. Amen.
And now it is indeed. Thank you so much, Gary. It's occasion. Let's show Gary some love.
Indeed, my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Beautifully done. Certainly redirected me right here and right now. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So I have just a couple of announcements. Thanks to all those who came to our open house. It was, as Reverend Sunshine said, a good time was had by all in the unusual wording, but it was an enjoyable time. It was tremendous seeing everybody, and thank you. And as we mentioned, more to come for in-person gatherings as well as more Zoom gatherings. Sunshine is continuing her spiritual remedy at least this week, so join her on Monday at 9 a.m. at Vida SLC Facebook. She'll be there live as well as other social media outlets streaming out a spiritual remedy Mondays at 9 a.m. And then she'll have more information about what will come up after this Monday. And then Reverend Sunshine is finishing out her series of noon meditations, Wednesdays at noon, at our location in Long Beach, 1524 East Hellman Street. And so more to come after that, but trust to see you all there Wednesdays at noon, or this coming Wednesday at noon, for meditation at noon with Reverend Sunshine. I do want to acknowledge and give thanks for all those who keep this going and put it all together and contribute in heart, mind, and soul. So thanks to our practitioner of the day again, Gary Takasian, beautifully done. And thanks to our message upcoming from Reverend Sunshine. I've heard a little bit of it, so it's going to be great. Thanks to those who are joining us by live stream and moderating, interacting with those that visit our live streams on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to our Leadership Council for piloting the ship of Vida SLC, especially through all these changes and transformations that are growing our community and consciousness now, and certainly to have that realization as this unfolds. Thanks to our technical team, which is Gary and Barry. I love that rhymes. I think anyone else who joins our team will have to have a name that rhymes with Gary and Barry. Anyway, I'm just kidding around. And to all of you for joining us here today, thank you so much for being with us and making this a beloved community. And if this experience, this message, this meditation, this prayer, this vision resonates with you in any way, I encourage you to support us with a donation. And it's also a form of spiritual practice to use that consciousness of circulation, that consciousness of abundance, that consciousness of generosity in any way that you give. But particularly in this instance, you can use this as the touchstone, as the template for your giving as a spiritual practice. And you can mail those donations to our address at 1524 East Hellman Street, Long Beach, California, 90813. You can, if you have Zelle, you can Zelle to our Zelle, and that would be to Vida at vidaslc.org. You could visit our website at vidaslc.org and use the donate link there. Or I've put a donate link in the chat here and everywhere. So there's a donate link on all of our social media to follow through with that spiritual practice to give. And with that, I think we're ready for today's message. So take it away.
You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. You are naturally divine. How can I say those things about you? Well, I can say those things about you because that's my truth. And the truth about me is the truth about you. And the truth about me is actually the truth about God. Now, how can I boldly make that statement? Well, I can boldly make that statement because I am steeped in knowing the truth about all life. And it's through my spiritual practices, it's through my spiritual community, it's through that idea of my spiritual reading, my prayer, my meditation. It's through all of these spiritual practices, my tithing, my sacred service, that I get to know the truth, not only about you, but I get to know it about me. You see, I say every week that you are the unique and unrepeatable way that life shows up in human form, that God shows up in human form. And the only way that I can say that with some certainty is really because I'm steeped in a belief in knowing this truth. And that when I get an opportunity to know this truth for myself, then I get to live from this place of oneness, from this place of peace, from this place of power, from this place of love. And so by the end of my message today, I simply want us to be able to say, one and all, I am naturally divine. And that we might come to know our divinity in such a way that beyond a shadow of a doubt, we begin to live and put into place practices, ways of being, ways of loving one another, ways of being in community that really elevate the planet and our consciousness. This month, I've been talking about nature. And today, really talking about naturally divine brings me to this idea of our spiritual practices. And I'm jumping right off into the spiritual practices because today the message is short and sweet. It is really about knowing your truth. And if you think that you're flawed, if you think that you're a flake, if you think that you're stressed, if you think that life is no good or life is out to get you, or you're just biding your time and waiting till the day that you die and go into great, great glory, I'm here to simply share with you that you can create and live a life of your dreams, that you can live your best life. And it happens through spiritual practice, knowing that you are naturally divine. So what do I mean by that? So check this out. There is one thing that all nature has in common. So think about nature. When I think about nature, one of the first things I think about is something that I love, which is the ocean and that water and the power of the ocean and the power of those waves going in and out. That ocean is life. I think about plants and I think about the life that is the plants. I think about all of the animals that I've talked about, the furry, the fuzzy, the slimy, the scaly, all of the animals, and what animates them is life. When I think about rocks and the desert and the blooms in the desert, that all of that has life. The wind has life. It has that energetic. It is God, energy, life, love. It is that placeholder. That is the one thing that all nature has in common, is life. And so what we believe and what we teach in science of mind, in this philosophy, is that there is within you that which is part of nature, that which is part of the divine. Therefore, nature, life itself, God itself is who you are in human form. So the way I like to say it is that wherever there was a beginning, which there is no beginning and no end, but in the beginning of what we might know in our human experience as time, or even without a beginning, but there is a power and a presence and a life and an energy. And this energy, this life force, spirit source has created everything, not from some little warehouse or garage or tinkering with anything. Otherwise, that would mean that there was something else outside of this power and presence. But that this power and presence, being all, created out of itself through an act of involution, therefore all is living in and within the circumference of life, of this power, of this presence, of this God, of this Atman presence. We are living and having our being in God, in life. Life is who I am. So when we say that God is divine or that life is divine, then that means that I am naturally divine. Now, how I get to actually know that for myself and then live from that place, because it's one thing to know it intellectually and know it in your brain and have that be part of the workings, but there's another thing to actually live it, to live from that place. You know, I'm intrigued by it's an old TV game show and also a new TV game show. It's called To Tell the Truth. And in this setup, they have 3 people, and each of them are saying, "Hi, my name is Sunshine Day, and I'm the spiritual director of Vida Spiritual Learning Center." And the next person says, "Hi, my name is Sunshine Day, and I'm the spiritual director of Vida Spiritual Learning Center." And the third person says, "Hi, my name is Sunshine Day, and I'm the spiritual director of Vida Spiritual Learning Center." Now, all 3 people are claiming to be Sunshine Day, the spiritual director of Vida Spiritual Learning Center, but only one of them is telling the truth. And there are 3 celebrity judges who ask questions of all 3 contestants who are claiming to be Sunshine Day, and they're trying to determine through some action, through some words, through some tells, who's telling the truth. Now, here's what I know. What I know is that when I come to believe and when I know something, I live from it. I live from it. It's no longer a performance. You know how when you see one of your favorite actors, they become the queen or the king, or they become that doctor or that pilot or that person who's committing a crime or whatever it is. They have embodied it so much that they become it, that they are living it, that their energy, their aura is just shining that character so fiercely. Well, that is exactly how it is with spiritual practice. That is exactly how you get to know that you are naturally divine. You are now being told and being like woken up. Hey, beloveds, you are the unique and unrepeatable way that life, that God is showing up in human form. And as you begin to catch that idea, it's like getting a script or a role. And here's the deal, is that as this unique, unrepeatable way that God shows up in human form, you can create the life that you crave. You get to study and learn the script. You get to become that which I am simply sharing with you that you already are. That naturally, that life energy that animates you, that is breathing you without you even thinking about it, that digests your food, that keeps the ocean and the stars and the moon and everything in its perfect place, that this power and presence that is a divine order is your life. And to the degree in which you accept it, know it, study it, and live and become it consciously, because it is already who you are. It is already who you are. Just like I know that I am Sunshine Day, the spiritual director of Vida Spiritual Learning Center. I know that to be my truth. That is who I am. That is what I've created for myself and created as part of my contribution to our spiritual community and beyond. Now, there was one thing that I learned in Landmark Forum that I really loved, because they asked the question, who are you? And you know, I am the unique and unrepeatable way that love shows up on this planet. I am the possibility of abundance and prosperity. Who I am is the unique and unrepeatable way that joy shows out in the world. And what I do is I begin to actually come in alignment with that truth. I study it. I read about it. I talk about it. I meditate on it. I allow myself to visualize and to see my life thriving, full of joy, going to happy places, enjoying my life, meeting amazing people, contributing to the health and wholeness of humanity. This is how, by taking these steps on a daily basis, regularly, just like an actor would take on a role in a script and then become that character in the movie, in the film, in the play. For us, we're actually not acting. We're acting until we know that that's our truth. We are taking it on. We are seeing ourselves, and then we are taking it on. This is who I am. I am the unique, unrepeatable way that God shows up in human form. I am the way love shows up. That's why I can say that about you. That's why I can say that you are amazing, that you are incredible, that you are naturally divine. Ernest Holmes says, life waits upon humanity's discovery of natural laws, its discovery of itself, and its discovery of its relationship to the great whole. It's already there. It is already who you are. It is simply awaiting your discovery of it. Will you take the steps necessary to discover your greatness? Will you take the steps to recognize just how whole, perfect, complete, and naturally divine you are? Will you take the steps, or will you actually begin to lose faith just because other people are not doing it the way you think you should, or the way you want it to be all the time? You see, just because you don't recognize it in yourself doesn't mean that it isn't who you already are. It is you, and it is through spiritual practices that you discover your true self. So I told you today's talk was going to be short and sweet. You are naturally divine. That is who you are. Discover it for yourself. And if you need help in that discovery, that's why we're here. We're here to teach you and to hold your hand and to take you through each and every step so that you might learn spiritual mind treatment, which is really affirmative prayer, so that you might learn meditation and bring your attention to one thing and one thing only, and have that wash over you and well up from within you. Because it is your natural state. You are naturally divine. We can teach you and show you a day at a time, a moment at a time, a breath at a time, how being a contributor to humanity actually contributes to your great life. How sacred service, how sacred study, how being in the beloved community really benefits you. So if you're interested in really knowing for yourself that you are naturally divine, reach out to us. Go to our website. Call us. We make ourselves available to guide you, to coach you, to hold your hand through the process. That's what we're here for, so that you awaken to your spiritual magnificence, so that you learn to live, and that together we live to learn about one another and about our natural state of being. Let's go into prayer. How grateful I am in this moment to simply know this truth, to know that there's a power, a presence, a life, that this power and presence in life is called God, is called love, is called peace, it is called abundance, it is called Atman, Jehovah, Jesus, Baha'u'llah, Allah. It is called by many names: Mother Earth, Father Sky. It is called Modulare. Whatever it is that we call it, it created everything out of itself. Therefore, our life is the unique and unrepeatable way that Source is expressing itself in, through, and as all of nature. I recognize that now. I accept that now. I recognize my oneness in it. I recognize that I am created in its image and likeness, and that which is true of spirit, of source, of power, of this infinite intelligence is my truth. Therefore, it is from this place of power and peace, from this place of wholeness, from this place of love and abundance, that I simply speak a word for all who are within earshot of my voice. I'm simply knowing that the truth of God, that the truth of life is your truth, and that there's nothing that can separate you from your abundance, from your love, from your peace, from your health and wholeness. There is nothing, no thing that can separate you from your joy, from your love, from your wisdom, from your divine creativity and beauty, that you are already whole, perfect, and complete. You are amazing and naturally divine. This is the truth that I know for myself, and this is the truth that I know for all life. So I am blessed, and I bless all life now. May we all be awakened to this knowing. May we all be made conscious of this truth, that together we create this world that benefits all and harms none. This is the truth that I seek to make manifest as a result of awakening to this truth, that the earth lives in harmony and in peace and in love, and that all war ceases to be, that all appearance of scarcity ceases to be, and that we live in the abundance and in the overflow of love, of peace, of food, of joy, of money, of abundance, of clean air, clean water. For there is enough. And because I pray believing it is done, I simply raise my hands in a symbol of letting go and letting God, of letting go and letting Spirit do what Spirit does. I'm simply knowing the awakening of humanity to its spiritual magnificence. This is my contribution to that. I let it be, and so it is. And so it shall be. And now it is, on earth as it is in the mind of Great Spirit. Beloveds, if you have been blessed by this message, and if you would like more, I'm inviting you now to become a contributor and to support our ministry and to support this message. Please take a look at how you can do so. And until the next time, know that you are loved and cherished, and that I am here for you. Until the next time, bye for now.
Wonderful message. Thank you, Reverend Sunshine. Definitely show Reverend Sunshine some love in your own way. Thank you so much for that. You know, a reminder that you'll be able to see that video on Vita's YouTube channel. And I just put the link up in the chat, and you can go to that link and subscribe and turn on the little bell and get notifications when new things are posted on our Vita YouTube channel. We also go live to it, so we're going to be using that platform more frequently going forward. So check it out. I'm sure you'll find a lot to, if you haven't already, you'll find a lot there for you. The other reminder is if those who are on Zoom, if you want to get prayer with a practitioner after service, just let us know in the chat, and we will put you into a breakout room to support you on your journey in that way. For those that are on live stream, if you use the link for the prayer request, that'll get your response from our ecclesiastical team, and we'll support you in prayer that way as well. And speaking of prayer, it's time for us to sing our closing prayer, and a prayer raised in song is a prayer prayed twice. So I invite you to sing along.
This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. Please visit our website at vidaslc.org. Thanks so long to all our live streamers. Zoom folks can stay on, but thank you so much for joining us, live streamers. We'll see you right here next week. You have a wonderful